What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we're going to take a look at Gordon Freeman from Half-Life, and also this is from Mondo. So if you want to purchase this figure or pre-order this, head over to bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below. Or if you want the exclusive edition, you can head over to Mondo shop. I'll put the link down as well. The exclusive edition is pretty good. It does have that extra accessory, plus the price I believe is pretty much the same if I'm not mistaken. So I would definitely recommend that. Now the Boxer Mondo, this is my second Mondo figure, and so far I've been happy with them. I love their God of War, their Kratos. So I'm a huge fan of Half-Life. Growing up, I used to play this a lot, and then I kind of transitioned to Counter-Strike, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is Half-Life with skin. So that is amazing. I love playing these two games back in the day. So like I said, this is, I believe, or I'm looking at their website right now, it's on sale for $120 for the exclusive edition. And one thing you're gonna get, if you guys haven't gotten Mondo, you're gonna get a lot of accessories, and the hands are a bit different than what I'm used to. It does have its own peg. I guess that's good, so you won't really break them. And this is, I believe, the exclusive edition, where it comes with this head crab figure, and you got the gravity gun that also does light up, which is pretty nice. You get some weapons here with just a pump action shotgun. It actually does pump, like the bottom part. I never didn't get that till after the video. We got some frag grenades, crowbar, and again, a handgun there. The base, I believe this is one of their earlier figures as well, this Gordon Freeman. It looks nice. I mean, again, comes with tons of accessories here, different kinds of holding hands for different weapons as well. So like the shotgun, you have a bigger, wider grip, and you on the handgun you get this little grip as well, which is a good variation of hands. I mean, you can't have too many hands actually for these kind of things. And it's beautiful. And you see the frag grenades on the side as well. You get 3 of them. And now looking at it, I mean, I think that's the same frag that they use for Counter-Strike. You can see here, nice detail on it. The paint application is pretty solid. And I don't know what they're doing, because their plastic is really, I mean, they're all made out of plastic, but it has some weight to it. That's what I noticed when it comes to Mondo. Even the Kratos God of War that I do have, it's not one of those light, hollow plastic. I don't know. I mean, it just feels a little bit more premium, I suppose. And ironically, too, by accident, I dropped this figure. And typically, if you get a Hot Toys, you drop it, you get some scratches right away on the face. It survived. And it's a pretty good drop as well. So this is the, I believe you call it the Ferrofod? I don't really know. I mean, I forgot, man. It's been a while. And you got this handgun. It has a removable clip as well. It looks like it has a compensator. The slide doesn't move, but it's nicely painted. It does look like an actual gun as well. It doesn't have texture on the grip. That's just one thing, a little bit of detail in there. But overall, the details are pretty good. This is the shotgun with pump action. See some weathering on there. That lever doesn't move. But like I said, you can, it's pump action, so that kind of moves in there. But yeah, it's all made out of plastic. None of these are die cast. You got the crowbar, which is nicely painted as well. I could use this crowbar on a lot of figures too. Beautifully done. Nice paint application there. Thinking about it now, we don't get a lot of crowbars in 1/6 form. At least I haven't, and I've collected a bunch of 1/6. And this is a 1/6 glasses, of course, for Dr. Freeman. And you got the gravity gun, which it does light up. I discovered that after the fact. So you see the battery compartment there, but it didn't come with an instruction. So I was looking for how it works, and after the fact, I found out that the button is right in there. So right there, the button, and you press that up, and it does come with this orange light, which is pretty cool. See that battery compartment, and yeah, it's not that bright, but it's still cool that it does have that functionality. You get the handles in there. Beautiful piece right here. And we put them down, and now moving forward here, this is the exclusive edition, which is the head crab figure. I forgot what the head crab is, honestly, but I mean, it looks like a turkey, but it looks cool. I guess it's a crab. There you go. It has that hole underneath, and it does come with a base as well. But the base is, I believe it's their generic base, kind of like with, because the same thing came up with my Kratos. And as far as the body itself, it's a nice combination of plastic parts, which is the armor pieces, and rubber suit. And the rubber suit doesn't feel like, it's kind of like fabric as well. And you can see there's a lot nice weathering here on the Half-Life logo. And then the fabric suit at the bottom, underneath, it doesn't feel like it's gonna peel. I'm pretty sure that is fabric. It just feels kind of like there's rubbery texture on it. But all the pieces, like the armor, as you can see, it's a bit bulky on him. So it does kind of restrict some movements. But I guess you gotta stay true to the source material in here. So it has to happen. But I mean, aesthetically, it looks great. The orange is on point. You know, like I said, the fabric underneath, it doesn't feel like it's gonna break or anything like that. So overall, I am pretty happy with it. Moving down here, you can see the his shoes with the ball joint in there. Looks pretty nice. Let's move him around. See the paint application there. It's pretty nice. Nicely solid. Kind of resembles an actual armor in there. Honestly, it's been a while. It's been 20 years, I suppose, since Half-Life came out. Half-Life 2, I think. And you know, I guess fans are still clamoring for Half-Life 3. I think I'm kind of moved on, man. After I played Shenmue 3, yeah, it's like, all right, you know, time to move on to the next generation. But it still does have a special place in my heart. Like I said, you know, I played this game, you know, for lots of hours back in the day. So if you're up for some nostalgia, I think that's what Mondo is mostly aiming for, because the way they do their 1/6, their collectibles are pretty sweet. They got the animated Batman, Masters of the Universe, and they're not hyper realistic. They have this specific style of animated. So as you can see on this head sculpt as well, you know, obviously the paint application could be like a little bit more refined there. But this is like one of their like earlier releases as well. Again, you know, if we're gonna base it off the video game character, which is really pixelized back in the day, so I guess you know, it's accurate if we put it that way. But yeah, it's a paint application, especially on the back part of the hair. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a fade, maybe. Yeah, that could use a little bit of retouching there. But for the price, like right, I looked it up on Mondo shop right now. It's $120, so that is not bad at all. This is cheaper than most third-party companies out there, and this is licensed with a bunch of accessories. So if you want to use it as a base, you know, it's not a bad figure itself. You know, if you want to do a custom sculpt, you know, just to I guess, you know, improve this sculpt right here, that's an option as well. But it looks, you know, looks pretty good for $120. And then as far as articulation, I told you guys earlier, you know, he has a lot of armor. See that the bicep armor there is hitting the forearm armor. So, but you can still get decent amount of articulation. Like the arms can move forward a bit. The head can tilt up and down, left and right. The legs actually has some gives because this one is a separate piece. But once you raise his leg, the armor is hitting the hip armor as well from the thigh armor. Double jointed knee supposed to be, but you know, again, there's some clashing of plastic in there, so a little bit restricted in some areas. But luckily, I mean, on the game you only see his hands anyway, so I'm not gonna put him in any dynamic poses. Just have him stand there, you know, just look pretty awesome and just represent Half-Life or Dr. Freeman for me there. But yep, you know, some limitations, but it's expected on a figure like this with armor, so I am not surprised at all. So let's see. And moving around here, this is one of the stages of Half-Life. Okay, let's see here. It looks beautiful. Let's move it. Yeah, so you can see the light on the gravity gun It's not that bright, but it's there. So I love the fact that it's in there. And this is him holding his shotgun rifle. I could have done a better post than this, but you know, I didn't really want to play around with the articulation because, like I said, the armor is kind of like hitting each other. So kind of like a shotgun just pointing down. So that's kind of like the post I went to. Found this I forgot the stages nowadays, man. That's been 20 years, I think, since the last time I played this game. So I hope there's a remastered version because I want to play this again. And I don't know if I can play the pixelized version anymore at this day and age. But and one last thing in here, him holding the handgun. There's so many accessories that I've tried to as much as possible use all of them in the poses that I do have. And he's holding this frag grenade. And like I said, the changing of the hands is pretty easy. You're not going to break any pegs because each hand has individual pegs on them. So that gets thrown out the window. So it's pretty a breeze basically when you're changing this hand. So it makes it a little bit easier to change accessories because you don't have that fear of messing things up. If anything, maybe the grasping hands, it's a little too tight for some of the guns. I experienced that with Kratos, that some of them are essentially closed. So if that happens to you, I would suggest you get like a hair dryer or something like that, something warm to soften it up so it would open a little bit so you don't damage the paint when you are inserting these guns or you know, like weapons or anything like that with a hand that's a bit too tight. So there you go, guys. This is Gordon Freeman from Mondo. I think for the price, for 120, you're getting a good value here. You know, there's a bit limitation on the articulation and a little bit of improvement, I would say, on the head sculpt. But overall, for the money that you're paying for, especially for the exclusive edition and the amount of accessories that you're getting, this is, you know, if you're a huge fan of the game, this is a good representation of that game into your shelf in a 1/6 form. Also, you can't go wrong with a price for 120. I mean, it's currently on sale at Mondo shop. I don't know for how long though, but yeah, again, you know, if you wanted to just use this as a base, you could go ahead and do so. I think it looks good. I think it looks terrific. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.